So I go in there and it's Marilyn Monroe. And she said, is there someone here? Because she's staring at the ceiling. I said, excuse me. And I ran the water, did the thing and all that. And I read the card. She wants a hard shampoo. So, they give her all the rinses she wants. And I'm rubbing her hair. And as I'm rubbing her hair, she's moaning like we're having sex. And I get this erection. Now, understand, everybody knows the configuration of the shampoo basin. So my three-piece set is on her shoulder. I'm getting an erection. I got to be poking her in the ear. And she's moaning. Now, how am I going to towel dry her hair and walk her out? I got this big teepee in my pants. How am I going to walk it in? And I knew these guys were going to be laughing as hell.
Well, did she feel it?
Yes. She started requesting me every time she came in. And she was very generous. Months go by. Costello says to me one day when I go see him, he says, I have a guest staying upstairs. I want you to check in because I'm going to go be out of town this weekend. It's okay. I go up there and I knock on the door and it's Marilyn Monroe. And she said, Johnny, what are you doing here? I said, well, Mr. C told me to check in on you. So come in. I just ordered room service. Now I was never in a hotel suite. She had all these carts with food. And she had this beautiful terry cloth robe on. And she said, come in. I came in. She says, have some breakfast. I said, no, I already ate. It was like 12:30. She said, have a glass of champagne. I said, I can't drink. I'm only, 15 and a half. She started laughing. She said, you could do anything you want. You don't worry about it. She gave me a glass of champagne. Well, I never had champagne. So I'm sitting and talking to her. And I'm saying to myself, who's going to believe I'm sitting with Marilyn Monroe? So now we're talking. So I'm going to go take a bath. I said, I'll go downstairs. Just tell the first desk you want the kid, because my nickname was the kid. Nobody knew my name. For years, nobody knew my name. Everybody was introduced as the kid. And that was them again, protecting me. So I said, I'll go down. She said, no, come with me. She takes me by the hand. We walk in the bathroom and she runs this water. I mean, she had a bathtub. I never saw anything like this. It's a suite to Waldorf. So she said, comb out my hair. And she sat down at this vanity. Well, I've done that so many times in the past few months after, I got to take all the snarls out of her hair. And I do, and she lowers her robe. She still covered herself. And I'm saying, I can't believe this. This is crazy. Then she takes me by the hand, shuts off the water, and drops her robe and gets in the tub.
Totally naked in front of you.
Totally naked. She never had any underwear on ever. I found that out later on. And she says, get in the tub with me. I said, you're going to get me killed. I said, Mr. C finds out. She says, who's going to tell him? Get in the tub. So I couldn't get in the tub fast enough.
And you remove your clothes as well?
Yeah, I removed my clothes. Well, I didn't get in the tub with my clothes on, but I was a gentleman. I got in at the other end. And I'm sitting here. She says, what are you doing there? And she starts playing with my privates with her toes. Well, forget about it. 15. And I'm like, that was a Saturday afternoon. I left Monday morning. I'll leave it to your imagination. It was insane.
Wow. So you actually, was this the first time you had real sex?
Yeah. Yeah. That was the first time.
That was Marilyn Monroe who took your virginity.
Yeah, I love it.
So you spent those 2 days almost there at the hotel room?
When I went downstairs, because he didn't know what I had on that day because he was gone fishing, he says to me, what happened to you? I said, what do you mean? He said, you look so tired. I said, yeah, I didn't sleep well. But I didn't lie to him. I didn't sleep well. I would never lie to him. And he let it go. And then as years went on and I met, Tony Curtis, because I did a movie called Lepke, where I played Albert Anastasia, he played Lepke. He told me of his times with her. Marlon Brando, everybody, Sinatra, everybody, but that's all she thought she had to offer them. It's her body. When they wanted it, she gave it.
She was what they call a pass around, right?
Oh my God, what a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, and they really took advantage of her really bad. But I mean, in a way, she took advantage of you, right? I mean, would that be considered, well, pedophilia today? I mean, you were not even an adult yet.
Well, they would lock her up, but I would never tell her. I would never. I mean, the day I knew she was going to die that Saturday night, when Sinatra had a conversation with her, I didn't know what it was about, but they had her there for a reason, and Robert Kennedy was there.
At that hotel, when you were there during that weekend.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy was there, and Joe, the father, was already there in a wheelchair with him. John didn't show because this was the last chance, and they felt Sam Giancana set up a bungalow that she always stayed in with cameras, and Sinatra asked her to lure Robert into her room tonight, and they're going to film him.
Would you say that Sinatra was her handler in a way?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and he was supposed to be John F. Kennedy's handler, and that's why they were going to kill him.
So Sinatra was also JFK's handler.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were together constantly. That's why at the inaugural, Frank Costello didn't go. He had two great tickets. He gave them to me. Everybody's wondering, who's this guy? I was like sixth row from the podium. I'm not everything, but Frank Sinatra also produced the inaugural balls, every one of them. That's why every star showed up. Sinatra was like Flynn with them. And then he rebuilt his house. Remember, Kennedy was supposed to go there, and Bobby told him, don't go. And that's when they severed their relationship with the mob. Well, the world didn't know Joe Kennedy made the deal that once my son gets in, we're going to invade Cuba and give you your casinos back. That's the only reason they went along with it.
And Marilyn was involved with Robert Kennedy and JFK at the same time, or what?
What happened was, which I found out personally from her, when they were dating, I used to see them together almost every weekend in Vegas. He said, once I become president, I will leave Jackie and marry you. That's how naive she was. So Bobby had to step in and get her away from him and say, let him get comfortable at the White House and give him 6 months to a year, only to have Bobby impregnated her. Nobody knew that. And just before that weekend, she aborted the baby, and she was like a wreck. She went crazy on Sinatra, which she would never do. She said, F you and the Kennedys. I want nothing to do with them. I just aborted a baby. I wanted a baby all my life. I aborted this baby because Ethel and him already had like 6, 7 kids. And he's the attorney general.
So Sinatra did not treat Marilyn very well.
No, nobody did. Nobody. I have to say that nobody did.
But a lot of people do suspect that she was a MK Ultra mind control victim, a presidential model. They talk about Project Monarch, which is that specific area of mind control used for sex slavery.
Well, it could be. I don't know that again. I don't know. But they addressed her. I know that as MM for her initials, but I think it meant something else.
Uh-huh. So do you think that they actually also set up that connection between you and Marilyn?
Oh no. That was totally accidental. No.
But nobody knocked on the door during that weekend, like Bobby or somebody else there?
They were with their wives. They were never there. No, see, when we were together at the weekend, this was during the grooming before he won the nomination. Then after that, he was with Jackie every day with the kids and doing political stuff. And she said, okay, go ahead and do it. You just let me get into office and be president and I will marry you. And Bobby intervened and that was it.